When we talk about innovation, or what the hub does, is we nurture businesses and innovation ideas from faculty, students, and the entire community to the point where they are able to commercialize or ready to be invested in. So you come to a hub with a raw idea. We take you through our programs and activities. We support you with all the skills, both technical and soft skills that you need to launch and run your business.
I see. So is that what most innovation and incubation hubs do, or is there variety in how they operate, the various ones? Welcome to the Great Return Podcast, where we have conversations focused on wealth creation rooted in African development for and by people of African heritage, both at home and abroad. Today, we are discussing opportunities for diasporans to invest in the SME sector here in Ghana. And for this conversation, we are privileged to have with us the program lead of the University of Ghana Business School Innovation and Incubation Hub, Sylvia Nyarko. Welcome, Sylvia.
Thank you so much, Kadi.
We are pleased to have you for this conversation today. Before we start, today we are discussing the SME sector, and we are going to look at what the sector is, the financing gap, and where diasporan capital can fit into all of that. But before we do that, I'd like to ask you to briefly introduce yourself and also to tell us a bit more, just a bit about the University of Ghana Business School Innovation and Incubation Hub, and especially what an innovation and incubation hub is, just for the benefit of our viewers and listeners.
Great. Thank you very much, and a very good afternoon to your viewers. So my name is Sylvia Nyarko, and like you mentioned, I'm the programs lead at the UGBS Innovation Incubation Hub. So when we talk about innovation, or what the hub does, is we nurture businesses and innovation ideas from faculty, students, and the entire community to the point where they are able to commercialize or ready to be invested in. So you come to a hub with a raw idea. We take you through our programs and activities. We support you with all the skills, both technical and soft skills that you need to launch and run your business.
I see. So is that what most innovation and incubation hubs do, or is there variety in how they operate, the various ones?
So, broadly, Innovation and Incubation Hub usually incubates ideas, but the differences come in as to the focus. So we are the business school. We mostly focus on businesses, but we do have Innovation Incubation Hub that is also engineering. So if you come to campus, we have several innovation hub. We have our innovation enclave, which focus on fabrication. We have engineering hub. We have agri innovation hub as well. But they do the technical products, and they bring to us for us to help them assess the market and sell.
Right. Okay. I'm with you on that. So for the first section, we're going to look at the SME sector. What are SMEs, and what are the criteria we can use to classify a business, company, organization as an SME?
So SMEs are mostly small to medium scale enterprises. So usually, if you're looking at SMEs, you look at the number of employees, you look at their asset base, and probably their annual their return. But most especially, or from what I can add, is probably the function that would differentiate them from for you to know. But mostly in Ghana here, I like to start from micro.
Because you have very small.
You have the small, and you have the medium enterprises. Basically.
So what would you say is the relationship between economic development and empowering the SME sector, especially if we look at the Ghanaian setting?
Well, I mean, largely as Ghanaians or Africans, we are mostly in the informal economy. I think we have 80% of us to do in the informal economy. And by way of culture, we are also very entrepreneurial. And we usually like to do our things like informally.
Yeah.
Basically, you see a family or two creating the businesses together. We start, we sell. That's why when you come to Ghana, just on the street, you see people selling, hawking. That is our true nature. And they form about 80% of it. So I always say that if we really want to develop as a country, we need to really focus on these 80%. Because they, in terms of the GDP, they bring on board like the 80
a lot of it,
as compared to, and majority of us are there. So if you're looking out for development within the SME and its comparison, I feel like that is where we need to focus as a country as well. Basically, yes. So,
so within Ghana, we are saying the SME forms such a large proportion of industry, if you like. What do you think are the key challenges for the SMEs in the country?
So from where I sit, the challenges, I mean, I could start from the structural, the way they operate and finances. So weak operational structure and financial system.
Okay.
And also that leads to their inability to access capital of finances because, you know, if you want to access any capital, people want to see your books, they want to see the record, but their nature is such that they don't normally do proper recording. And because they don't have the ability or they are limited in accessing capital, they are not able to scale. And then, so that is the third challenge. And I think the other challenge has to do with our ecosystem in terms of our infrastructure support and inclusive policies that can really bring them on board. Because I've worked with rural entrepreneurs, or I work with startups basically. From our hub, we've worked about over 100 plus startups. Led by youth between the ages from 18 to 35. On the Incubation Collaborative at UG project. And also we've worked with rural entrepreneurs sponsored by Riser Fund UK. So I'm quite privy to their challenges. And I think one thing that is core is their mindset and culture. So this funny, it's not funny experience, but this experience where in the project, the Riser project that we work on, the plan was to help them scale. But I realized that their mind wasn't there.
They weren't ready in mindset to be able to scale.
Because they are used to, my family business was for my grandmother, passed down to me and all that. But when you're talking about scaling, you're talking about formalization. You're talking about bringing on board. You're talking about transparency, accountability. Because if I want to invest in your business, then you might as well open your books for me. But they're a bit like, I'm not ready for that yet. So I think one critical gap that we usually overlook is the mindset and the culture in which they operate. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, we have to understand their dynamics. We bring their mindset to the level of scaling. If you're able to do that, I bet you they are the most easiest and most open people that you can ever work with. Because unlike, and I'm not trying to mention anything, unlike the people that we think we know businesses, our structures, our book, these people are usually open to change. If you let them understand the benefit that they get from it. And because everybody is scared they are afraid to change. But if you let them understand where you are coming from, where they think they can go, and you're able to sell the bigger picture to them, they are very open to change, open to learning, open to innovation, open to corrections. That's what I have seen. So that basically that. So if you take the cultural and the mindset, you move to the weaknesses in their operation and financial system because they don't do documentation, and you move to inability to scale, then you come down to the nurturing environment in which that does not enable them to scale. That is, I think, the most
the challenge,
dominant challenges that I've identified.
I mean, as you've worked with them extensively, do you have a feeling that they actually understand the challenges that they have Or is their mind, in terms of the challenges they are facing, do they see different challenges? As, for instance, do they understand the fact that it is their own mindset, which is part of the reason? When you deal with them after a bit, do they understand that, or is it challenging to get them to understand that?
Well, so the reality is that if you talk to them, they will tell you that, oh, I want to be big. I want to brand my thing this way. So I'll say there is an edge to scale, or an edge to be big, but they just don't know how or where to start from. So, and their mindset is just such that is how they know how to operate. Yeah. So it's not really, permanent to say that this is how I do my things and all that. But if you really engage them, like I said, anybody will be resistant to change if they don't know where you're going to. Just few of us that we are risk takers, like, I don't know, so let's go in. But everybody want to see, even though we say there's a light at the end of the tunnel, so you can just go through the tunnel like that if you have faith. But it would be nice to see the light there before you actually start. That has been like
the problem.
Yeah, but if you talk to them, because we've worked with them for the past 3 years, they've seen us as families. They've built a trust. They know that they can work with us, and we also know that we can work with them. So if you're able to have that trust with them, like I said, they are open because they have the edge to scale and be nice. Because now social media, they tell them that, oh, Facebook, oh, I want to do this. And with mobile, they know a bit about digital marketing and digitalization. They know you can export your things. They know that people come to buy from them and export and repackage. But they just don't know. So they decide to operate in their own small way. So for us, it's feeding their family. So for us, they can also be active. They are good to go. So the mindset is not really the problem, but it just, for us, we the ones that we want to help them, we need to understand them, where they are coming from and where we can meet them halfway.
And it's probably, like you're saying, the norms and traditions where they've come from. That's what their parents did, the parents before, the grandparents did. So you are trying to tell them something that they can't quite picture. So I suppose it takes time. Okay. So, we will move on to our second section, which is to talk about the financing gap that exists for SMEs and where diaspora capital can plug. We've looked at the challenges and the SME sector vis-a-vis development. Currently, I believe there's a big financing gap for the SMEs. So if you can talk a bit about the financing gap that you see, and also what role the diaspora capital can play in actually narrowing that gap, sort of filling it.
I'm not sure. I don't want to say the numbers of it, but if you visit these people, if you work with SMEs, you can clearly see that they need money. So, but I cannot put a figure on it. Probably over
billions. I think it's about 50 billion US dollars.
Maybe the finance people can tell us that. But so the gap is there, is clear. But so if you ask about diaspora investment, I think that that will be the most sustainable way. Because I feel this investment, unlike the banks that they look for certain things and structure, and even if this angel investors and the VCs and everything, when they come in, they want their money back quickly. But these people need time to grow. Right. So I feel the aspirants can be their money or their investments kind of be patient capital. Because, I mean, I know every investor will invest because of money, but from the few people that have engaged, it's beyond just the money that they're bringing back. It's about coming back to their root. It's about making their origins or where they're coming from better. It's about knowledge and skill exchange. It's about bringing the global standard and the view to the local context. So if we have diasporans investing in our SMEs, like I say, they will not only provide the capital, but they will be helping these people understand the global context to the local thing.
Yeah.
Because they will be more like a bridge.
Yes.
Between the local and the global.
Yeah.
And help them to see the standard that you are used to.
Yeah.
So that we can gradually bring them up to speed.
Yeah.
So if diasporans are very patient, I think their investment will be very safe and will be very sustainable.
Okay.
For the SMEs in Ghana, basically, as compared to other investment that come with their own conditions, their own objective and other things.
Yeah. So we are not saying that diasporan investment will not gain the necessary returns or the necessary profits. What we are saying is, because of the nature of Ghana and I think Africa as a whole, business levels are not comparative to the West. So there's a lot of informality in business, especially when it comes to the SME sector. But if you put in your money, have the necessary level of patience to look at the longer term, we will be offering the SMEs the right kind of investment where they will have time to actually grow. However, the returns on investment in Africa is quite high. So I suppose this is what we are trying to highlight, that it's not as if it's charity.
No, not at all.
It's not as if the money is not, you will make returns on it. And I suppose with the way you've worked closely with them, you probably will know that there's a lot of money to be made in that.
Yeah. So currently we have some investors coming in with equity or convertible notes or maybe soft loan as well. So they come in to say that I'm part of this business.
Okay.
I bring you the money because you have the skills and you have the technical skills. I'll bring in the investment for you to start or even test your prototype or even get the necessary certification and everything. And I can have some percentage.
Of the business.
Or maybe they start maybe a loan, but you don't pay back. But when you use the loan to set up, then they can convert it to equity.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
And all that. I must say that there are a lot of returns if you invest in these SMEs, especially with agri-food.
Okay.
Right now, I was watching the news and I was looking at the statistics, and the cost for losses, post-harvest losses, is about $1.9 billion. And the cost of imports of agri-food is 2.2 billion. So I'm like, if we could use the money to support these agri-food businesses and startups, not necessarily the fintech and the formal innovation, they are good. But Africans, we are greening. This is ours, right? If we could use that 2 billion to support these post-harvest losses, we can save 1 billion. And we still have our food and we can even export.
Exactly.
Even not in Europe, just the African countries as well. Or the thing that we cannot have, it means that we only have excess of 1 billion that can go to export. So the 1.9 billion actually stays in our country and we can circulate it.
And it is about the sustainability of all of that. Because we'll become food sufficient for starters.
Exactly.
And then beyond that, we can actually look to export food. We are lucky to have the lands that we have, the agricultural lands that we have. So we might as well use it. But then we need the investment into these, because these SMEs are the ones running everything. Back in Europe, you have farmers and they have large lands that they farm, one person. Here it's not like that. But it's not to say that is, I think that's actually a good thing, because every family is getting something, but it's how we support them to bring them up. Okay, so the second section of this section, we're going to discuss diaspora have capital that they are looking to invest. The investing in the SMEs, investing in Africa generally, is a little bit problematic for diasporans because of the way we do business, the scams that are going on, our non-adherence or incapability of adhering to modern management and accounting practices, like you've said, as one of the main problems. And critically, the inability of diasporans to monitor their investments here on the ground whilst abroad. So I want us to discuss what needs to happen to address some of these concerns and to make it easier, or to make diasporans feel better about investing on the continent or investing in Ghana in the SME sector. Okay.
Right. I'm just going to be very practical and real.
Okay.
I feel like in Ghana or Africans, one thing that is very critical is, which is a problem, is information.
Okay.
Like information. But regardless, we have to start. Somebody needs to start. So I'm seeing TJR Africa as probably like what you started to do at the bridge, because you've lived in the UK for a long time. You know how the system works. You are currently in Ghana studying the ecosystem.
Exactly.
Want to understand the economy and how you operate. TJR Africa can be the bridge to say that we are profiling the SMEs. So you do, because what they are scared of is, oh, if I'm coming from US or UK and I meet this SME, I don't know them. I don't know where they live. I know what. Yeah, so that is the fear. But if they can get somebody to profile, somebody that can bridge that gap so that when I bring my money, I can just come to TJR Africa, look at your businesses that you've profiled, that you have done your due diligence, that I know that if I put my
money
dollar in, I can get it back.
Yes.
That can at least reduce the fear.
Yeah.
So if you have a strong institution to bridge that gap, I think it can really go way forward. I mean, I must be honest that it's not that simple or easy, but as diasporans or as Africans, like I always say, our problems sit with us. If you are not willing to solve it, nobody's going to do that for you.
No.
Even if they come to solve it, no, not to mention any name, if anybody solve the problem for you, the person gets access to your data, your home, your information, and you have no idea where it's going to.
Yeah.
But if as Africans, we come together collaboratively, understand that this is where we are African, this is our problems, this is who we are and our dynamic and challenges. How do we solve it in the African way?
Yes.
So that we can contextualize our solutions to meet our current problems, not necessarily just import everything to say that, oh, this is how it's done in the US or in the UK.
Yeah.
What I've seen is that you can bring whatever idea, innovation or model that works there. It's not going to be sustainable.
No.
Because, what I've seen with the SMEs is that because they are not used to that formalization and there is no infrastructure or policy that sort of integrate their role. Every formalization looks like an extra work for them.
Okay, yes.
Because I'm somewhere in my businesses, I don't even have FD certification, but I have my customers.
Yeah.
But I cannot probably sell at the mall, but I can sell in my localities.
Yeah.
Nobody's chasing me. If you ask me to certify it, that is money one. If you ask me to register my business, I'm operating, I've not registered my business. If you ask me to register, it means that I have to be filing my taxes, I've been doing blah, blah, blah. So they can do at the first instant, but they're not able to meet up
to sustain it.
Yes. So if a diaspora or somebody will have to manage that side for them, then you can get them to technically produce. That is what we did with the Reza Fund, where we put all of them together to form a cooperative, and they selected their executive.
Okay.
And they do a bit of contribution, and they brought in an expert who will be checking their books for them and all. So if an investor comes, you don't deal with them directly. If you want, you can deal with them if you want to get exposed to all that thing.
What they are doing.
You deal with the executive that have a bit of structure, so that the cooperative will now tell them that we have this contract coming in. We need this number of products. Can you produce? And these women will produce and they give to the cooperative.
Right.
And then, so that is this thing that we can bridge, because I don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't see Africans moving away from our way of doing things as entrepreneurial, as very informal to formal, probably maybe semi-formal. But we're not going to get to the standard of strictly formal like the developed country. That is not our culture. I'm not saying that is the best culture, but that is the culture. That is our way of life.
That's our way of
So it's better we come up with collaborative solution that meet them halfway.
Yeah.
But not entirely scrap what they know or what they do off. If not, you put them in a situation where they don't have the knowledge
and
or
the confidence.
Then the deep technical explanation to some of these things and the filing and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They don't have that time to manage. So if you can get that aspect going and you can probably put them together more, the ones that you can put together more, that can make them a much bigger, pulling their resources and capital together. And that you can talk about investment as well.
Yeah. So totally agree with you. Most people come and they speak to one or two people and they say, oh, I've got this idea.
Yeah.
And then they rush in, they pump money in, but it doesn't quite work like that. Yeah. And you stand losing your money, basically.
Yeah.
It is important to sort of work with the right institutions here. Yeah. I mean, like you said, we are trying to do a lot of that work. There are other organizations like us. So do reach out to relevant organizations to try and help you in sourcing, in sourcing businesses and also just to monitor stuff for you.
Yeah.
That would also help. But the point I always like to make, which you have made, is this. We can't always sit back and use excuses. And that's the problem. We can't do that. We don't have the luxury to do that because whilst we're doing that, other people are taking advantage of the stuff available in Africa, of the businesses available, and they are getting on. And if we are not getting in on the pie, we will never put ourselves in a place where Africa is part of us and we're creating our wealth in Africa and enjoying Africa to be able to leave it to the people after us. Yeah. So we do need to take the risk. Unfortunately, we do need to take the risk. So we come to our final part 3, where we are going to talk about where diasporans can find opportunities to invest in SMEs here in Ghana. So we know that Ghana has a lot of growing and innovative companies springing up all over the place that are playing transformational role in the development of the country. But for most diasporans, the idea of where to find these opportunities becomes difficult, which is what we are talking about today. Where do you go to find these opportunities and know that they are good opportunities for me to follow and I'm not going to lose my money? Yeah. So I'd like you to talk about the kind of opportunities you have in the hub in your portfolio that you've worked with for our viewers to know.
So at our hub, we've incubated more than, if I'm not exaggerating, probably more than 200 plus.
Wow.
Students, faculty, or youth-led startups.
Okay.
And this ranges from security to agriculture to science. Mm-hmm. We even had a session where we brought the science student to also be entrepreneurial.
Right.
Because scientists are usually in the lab doing their own thing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But we brought them in so that they can also start thinking about innovation, solving a problem that can be turned into businesses.
Yeah.
So you can get these things from the hubs, but we have to be careful with the hub that we are dealing with.
Okay.
So usually I would advise that if you engage with any hub to have a profile of the startups or the business that they've worked with. Mm-hmm. For us, we have some of the students that they have moved to the level where it's investment ready.
Okay.
Their profile. So you can look at their profile, what they are doing, where they are,
Mm-hmm.
and probably have one-on-one meeting with them to
Okay.
understand their businesses.
Okay.
But make sure that if you are investing, for that they have the proper documentation and all that.
Okay.
Feel free to talk about money
Mm-hmm.
and let them know that every investment comes with its returns.
Okay.
Set up a bank and let's not treat it like charity
Mm-hmm.
because this is business and all that. So
Yeah.
I would say that you start from the hubs.
Okay.
Because the hubs incubate businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And there are several hubs. We have the tertiary hubs, like
Okay.
the UGBS innovation hubs.
Okay.
We have various hubs across the country. We have KNUST has their own hubs, TTU, and I have to mention that at the UGBS innovation hub, when we set up our hub and we started gaining businesses and traction and successes, we also extended our impact to bring other investors on board and also train them.
Right.
So currently we are working with about 12 universities that we are also enabling them to train or incubate businesses within their school.
Okay. So you're helping them create their own hubs as well.
Exactly.
Right.
And manage them and share our experiences with them so that they can also get to the level that we are now.
Okay.
So you can start because at the university, there are a lot of innovations because a lot of ideas, but they are all sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
But currently universities are trying or they are beginning to see the importance of innovation or venture into that. So that's why now every department is literally coming out with innovation because they want to look at commercialization and all that. So if you start from the university, you can get some to invest in. There are also private hubs outside the university as well.
Okay.
And companies like TGR.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah.
So they are going to be more like the brokers,
Yeah.
when it comes to startups. And for that, you can be sure and all that and ask questions, get to understand them. But more importantly, be patient. Be patient and be willing to support them to grow.
Yeah.
Like I said, they are the most trustworthy people that you can work with if you are very transparent with them and you don't come in by using them as money-making machine or you just want to, because they are not to the level, you just want to dupe them. No, that is not advisable. But if you're really genuine and you're really in it for that, there's so many returns.
Yeah.
There are so many great ideas and I don't want to even mention it. Currently, we have some of the students that they are coming up with organic poultry feed because they're saying that they don't want to use this, how do you call it? The, in poultry, the vaccines that you use.
Okay, yes, the vaccines and antibiotics especially.
Exactly, yeah, they don't want to use the antibiotics. So in their feed, they are formulating something that uses moringa.
Yeah.
Herbs.
Yes. I've been thinking about that. And I've been speaking to some other people, about putting some of these, herbs and things into the feed.
Yes. So we have a student currently under the Incubation Collaborative doing that innovation.
Okay.
Where he has worked with some of the poultry farmers. They've tested.
Okay.
Just yesterday we had a meeting and they want to get about 225 kg to test with the birds so that they could scale.
Right.
We have others that they are doing organic fertilizers that when you use it, and even here in Ghana, we have Kantanka as well.
Yeah.
Did organic fertilizer where when you spray it, it's harmful to the
pests
that can spoil the crop. But the ones like earthworm and everything that add nutrients, it doesn't harm them. Wow. And there are a lot of Fihankra. We have Fihankra that does security, that if you are a foreigner or diaspora that you just came in, it's just an app where you realize that if you are being faced with a threat or something, you can just click in and then it links you to all the security around you.
Okay.
We have Fedric Care into poultry. We have agri-makeup. We have, that they are using soldier flies to feed. So there are a lot of innovation and it's amazing the kind of innovation that these students come up with. And the funny thing is that some of them might not necessarily be scientists.
No.
The guy I'm talking about, the organic feed, he does psychology or social science.
Yeah.
So the innovations are there. The businesses are there. It's just that if you're ready to take them or go along with their journey, it's going to be a great place to invest.
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially with, the universities and the innovation and incubation hubs that they run, you you have some of these people on your books.
Yeah.
That when we contact you, you'll be able to, you can share. Right. Okay. So, are we saying Innovation Hub is a good local organization diasporans can trust when they are seeking investment opportunity?
Well, I can speak for UG.
Okay.
But ideally, that's supposed to be the case.
Okay.
Yeah. At least UG and the other universities that we have worked with, because when you work with the university, their reputations are at stake, right? You can easily trace.
Okay.
Yeah. But, and then the private hubs too, because they are registered and everything, you can easily trace. So the thing that you need to look out for is that whether you're dealing with, University Hub or any other startup, make sure that they are legally or operational and you could check their books, you could see them, get to know them.
Yeah.
Because businesses, even though it's money, it's human beings that operate it.
Yes.
Get to know the person, get to know their values, their morals and everything. And then see if your energy sort of tells you to do this.
Yeah.
Let's not be too
hasty,
abstract and technical. Get to understand the people, fall in love with them, not fall in love with
what they are doing, what they stand for.
And see if you're willing to go on that role. So due diligence, proper profiling, understanding their businesses, get to understand where they are heading to, their current challenges and how we can meet them halfway. And talk about partnership and equity. Let them understand in the books that when I put in this is what I get. And and the level of influence that you can have.
Yeah.
Because I think that is a major discussion that as Africans we shy away. When it comes to money, we sort of shy away. If you're asking money like, oh, you love money so much, but it's money. You should be free to talk about money. We should be free to talk about investment and let us know what you are bringing on the table and what you are willing to take right at the upfront.
At the beginning.
At the beginning, so that we can know where we are heading to. Let's not invest blindly and let's not basically that's okay. So do you want to highlight some of the success stories of some of the SMEs that have come through your Innovation Hub? So for the rural entrepreneurs that I mentioned the other time, so on the Rise of the Doma Hinkro, so we have currently Doma poultry farmers coming together to come out with egg powder.
Okay.
Currently we have some investors. That's the meeting that I said I'm having.
Yes.
They're looking to invest in the maker spaces for them.
Okay.
That they can produce in quantity. So that is a great success.
Okay.
We are talking about.
So this is, using eggs and turning it into a powder form that can still be used like as fresh eggs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You talk about Kede, palm oil processors. They also form together. They also currently, we're talking about an investor who wants to help them even to produce per what his businesses wants so that he can also export.
Okay.
We have, Takrade, where the women there, we taught them yogurt producing, and these are single mothers.
Okay.
They also went to also train the single mothers as well. And we're talking about Tiobodom. We're going to commission their space probably in the mid of Feb at Tiobodom, where for that, it was a great success because we had the entire community, the Queen Mother and the chief really backing us, giving us a space and a land.
Okay.
The chief and the Queen Mother actually supervise the project ongoing. I don't even have to go there.
Right.
And currently they've shown us sample of the thing that they've done so far. So we are looking to commission that. So that is also a great success where the tomato farmers can now produce tomatoes with no preservative.
Right. So the Tiobodom is to do with tomatoes.
Yeah.
Okay. So they produce the tomatoes and they are able to then turn it into a way to preserve it.
Yeah.
Without any preservatives.
Yes. And when they tried the first one, that was 3 years ago, we brought it into a hub. We kept it there. Up to now, nothing has happened to it.
Wow.
And this had, that is preservative, nothing.
Right.
Or just in a glass jar and they are good to go.
Wow.
So we are commissioning their space for them at Tiobodom so that the women and the farmers can produce the raw material.
Wow.
And we brought in a private person to ensure sustainability.
Okay.
To manage the operation. But because I mentioned that these rural women are not like, organization.
Yeah.
And to ensure sustainability, because the private person looks more like business minded and they know the technicality when it comes to running a business.
Yeah.
That private person is now working with the women and the community to run it. So very soon you see Beto tomato paste, if they don't change the name.
What's it called?
Beto.
Beto.
So Puno, yeah.
Oh,
Puno is tomato something.
I see. Beto. Okay.
So
okay.
Beto tomato paste on the market.
Oh, we're looking forward to that.
And then you go to Cape Coast, we have the juicing, they have the pineapple juice where we taught them pasteurization. So they usually will squeeze it because they also don't add anything. It starts to, the shelf life go bad. So we just taught them preheating and heating your juice and at a certain temperature. And they can now package. And we've seen a situation where even the youth are also exporting here in Accra. So
I suppose you're preheating it to not to a high heat level. So the nutrients are still
Yes. So there's
intact.
a particular temperature that you have to preheat. And I've seen those in the market as well.
Right.
And we've had people, one business in Cape Coast that we had individual investing in about $10,000 in his business. So this person is going to get his space. So there are lots of success stories. We have some of our incubated businesses even going to Namibia with the Fihankra security. We tour Africa as well so that people can also get used to these things. We had people from work coming out with vets, a call vet, and it was like the swapping, so feminine hygiene. Instead of going for you to be swapped, you can actually do it yourself as well. So there are a lot of successes that I can't say, but that shows that if with dedication, commitment, these startups can really come through for you as well.
Yeah, no, it sounds fantastic. I mean, I will employ everybody listening. If they are interested in doing businesses, get in touch with us and we can liaise with yourselves to see. It sounds like a lot of stuff that is available. So, well, that's it for today. So thanks to Sylvia for a great conversation. And also to you, our cherished viewers and listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to grab yourself a copy of our book, The Great Return, which is on Amazon in all forms. And if you're doing or thinking of doing business in Ghana or Africa, or invest in Ghana or Africa, then get in touch by visiting our website, tgrafrica.com, to discuss various forms of collaboration and to book a consultation for business and investment advice, guidance, and many more. And also to check out all the other great stuff we are doing and how you can get involved. Thank you. See you next time.